welcome back to Find Her Freedom. My name is Francis, and on this channel, we talk all things career breaks, travel, rest, and reinvention. Today, I wanted to talk about the benefits of taking a career break. You know, women have different reasons for wanting to take a career break, but I wanted to dive a little bit into the benefits. For some of the people that may question your why for needing to take this break, I want you to remind yourself of these 6 or 7 benefits of taking a career break. The first one is mental clarity and healing. When you don't have the stressor of not having the space you need to unpack your stress, to process your emotions, and to address your mental health and your mental health needs. Taking a break gives you that space. Obviously, mental health is huge now and not just for women, for everyone. And one of the places that our mental health suffers a lot is in the workplace, whether it's from, horrible bosses or overworked schedules, whatever the issue is that you might be having at work. Being able to exit from those kinds of situations and taking a break and unpacking all the stress and the eating up of your emotions. Taking a break is like the number one thing, and the huge benefit of getting mental health, clarity and healing for yourself, for your mental healing. Number 2, I would say, is physical wellness. And when I say physical wellness, it's because you've reduced your stress levels, you can now address, the symptoms, like things like fatigue, hypertension, to give your body the rest that it needs and rest that it craves. I remember when I first left, and when I say left, I don't just mean leaving the job, but just leaving my home and getting on a plane, because travel had always been a big part of the way I had structured my break. It's very important to me, and it's something that I wanted to do. And I think that first week or 2, I didn't go anywhere. When I say go anywhere, I didn't do anything strenuous. I needed to decompress. And I think, if I remember correctly, I probably stayed in bed for about the entire 2 weeks. Of course, I got up, I had to go get something to eat, take a shower, stuff like that. But I didn't do anything strenuous for the first couple of weeks. And it was, even though my body needed it, it was very hard, because we are so conditioned to always be on and always have stuff to do and always places to go. But my body was really craving the need to be stress-free and to honor the fact that I was tired and I needed to rest. Number 3, and this one was a little difficult for me. Number 3 is reclaiming joy. And for a long time, because I had been so consumed with, the high pressure job, being a single parent, making sure my child had everything that she needed, taking her all the places that she needed to go, having aging parents, having a pet, all of it. I didn't have time for joy, unfortunately. Sad to say, but I didn't have time for it. Um, and because I had been operating at such a high level of stress and doing for everyone else, I never stopped to think about the things that brought me joy or what I would do in terms of reclaiming that joy. I knew that travel has always been a big part of me being happy and I guess kind of like quenching a need for culture and history and those things I really enjoy. But to say something that brought me like joy continuously, or I could turn to it, because I mean, I can't always jump on a plane as much as I'd like to, but having something that, you know, you could find joy from without it being difficult to get to, I didn't have that. And so a break allowed me to kind of figure out what was the thing or things that would allow me or would have me experience this joy. And I think the thing that I was not expecting was discovering writing. I've always been told that I write well, but I never took writing to be something that I would really enjoy outside of the work world or business or anything like that. And this being on this break and having this time, I realized that I really enjoy writing to the point where I wrote a book and I created a workbook to go along with that book. I wrote articles, or I still do. I have articles on Substack that I enjoy writing. And so these breaks allow us to discover, or in some cases, for some people, rediscover hobbies, explore passions, and think about what success really means to you. When we talk about rediscover, you may be a person that played a musical instrument as a child, or danced as a child or in your younger years. And, you know, life just took over and all of those things fell by the wayside. Having this time now on a break allows you to rediscover music or that instrument or singing your voice or dancing or whatever it is, sculpting, painting. Having the time allows you to rediscover and reclaim the joy that you get from doing those things. Number 4 is career pivots. And this is something that I can speak to because this is what happened to me. One of the things that I never considered when I took my break or was that I would not return to life as I knew it. When I took my break, I said I would do 6 months, maybe a year, tops. Then I'd come back to life as I knew it. I'd go find a new job, fall right back into my regular routine, and, you know, start all over again. Nope, didn't happen. And I'm not mad. I have no regrets. I even though you think the thing that you've done, in my case for 30 years, is the thing that you're gonna do until it's time for you to really retire, not necessarily so. And, you know, and I had been told, once you take this break, you're not gonna wanna go back to the life that you knew or life as you knew it. And in my mind, I was like, well, what else am I going to do? I got to go back to work. I got to, you know, I have a mortgage. I have a child. I have to go back to work. But then you start to realize that the skill that you have that you've used for 30 years, you can take those skills and turn it into a business, which is what I ended up doing. Or you can pivot into something completely different, change careers completely. I know people that have also done that. Complete change of the work that they did for 20, 30 years. So it gives you time to focus on growing your skills if you want to, um, you know, change careers and you want to go in a different direction. It gives you the time to look and see, okay, what can I really do, or what would I enjoy doing as a career that's completely different from what I've been doing for 20 or 30 years. It allows you to turn, maybe you have a side hustle. It allows you to turn your side hustle into a full-fledged business, because now you have the time to dedicate to this side hustle and turning it into something bigger than what it was initially for you. And a lot of times, 99.99% of the time, the skills you already have in whatever the work is that you do, a teacher, a nurse, like myself in HR, you can take those skills and create something new or pivot into something new, and you still be able to be successful. So, I'll never tell anyone to not get another job. For some people, that's what they want to do and that works for them. Great. But just know that one of the benefits could be a complete career pivot. The next one is building stronger relationships. And this really hit home for me because my break at the, let's see, July, August, 3 months into my break, I lost a parent. And the entire plan that I had for my break changed completely. I had to come back home, basically, because I had a parent on life support. And so everything else just went by the wayside. And 3 months into it, I had to come back home. Even after losing a parent, I still had a parent that was now alone, having lost their spouse of, 30 years, I believe, at that point. And so now I become, this source of support. But through that difficult period of time and through the loss and the grief, it brought me so much closer. It taught me so much about my dad and his life, my life when I was younger or didn't really understand things and stuff like that. And so having the flexibility and the time to return back, even though it was 3 months in, I still had the time. And the time with him is what allowed my relationship with him to grow even deeper. And now we've always had a close relationship. And spending that time with him, it just grew even more and more and more. Now, it gives you time to reconnect with friends as well. It gives you time to dedicate to creating new relationships and new friendships and fun memories with, in my case, an aging parent, or because I'm now part of a sandwich generation, because I have an aging parent in their 80s, and then I have a young adult in their 20s that I'm still responsible for as a college student. But I have the flexibility of time, and that break gave me the flexibility of time to spend the time that I needed to spend with my dad, and also to be present for my daughter. And that continues now. What are we, 4 years later? Still, I have that. And then the final one is building confidence. And I think this is where a lot of women struggle, is the confidence part, because for a lot of us, for most of us, our jobs are our livelihoods. And we are walking away from a job, taking this big step to let it all go, to take a break. It can be very scary. You know, it really can be very scary. But when you take that leap, when you make that decision and you put things in place to start to make it come true, you prove to yourself that you can navigate big changes. You can do hard things in your life. And you begin to trust yourself and trust your judgment that you are making the best decision for you. And that's that's what it is at the crux of it. This is a decision that you're making for yourself, and it's what you need. And so these are just a sample of the benefits that I think a career break gives to Black women, and I'm pretty sure you're probably gonna agree with that. And so if this resonated with you, I hope it reminds you that you don't have to have it all figured out to start choosing yourself. And so I'm gonna bring this to a close, but I would love it if you would like, share, and become a subscriber. If there's a Black woman in your life that you think needs a break and you want to share the benefits of what a career break can give to her, definitely share this video with her. And until then, I will see you in the next one.